Hey, what's up, everybody? Gonna do a classic rock reaction, man. No, your eyes do not deceive you. This is the Crunge. I am gonna do a reaction to the Led Zeppelin song, the studio Led Zeppelin song. I'm not a fan of, but this is actually going to be a live reaction to the Crunge. A week or so ago, I said that, I'm definitely open to doing a reaction to the Crunge, probably in a live format, because I don't imagine that the irritation factor will be the same. And so a couple of people actually jumped on that. And one of those people is Amy Brooks, man, which is cool. She says, this is your link, STB. The Crunge is embedded within a whole lot of love, as they often did, and is part of this seriously killer funk jam. It's the shit! Exclamation point. You'll be drooling over the rhythm section mastery here. Right on. Amy Brooks. Man, you write like I talk, you know? So Amy, thank you very much. I appreciate you sending me the link and doing that follow-up, man. It's much appreciated. And yeah, I can see already that I'll probably really like this Led Zeppelin version of the Crunge being live and, embedded among a bunch of songs. So I'm open-minded. I still to this day get a lot of people who say to me, hey, yo, man, you've got to do the Crunge. You've got to be open-minded. You've got to check it out. At least do the review portion of the song, even though you don't actually like the song. Didn't really make a lot of sense for me to do that, And I always held the position as, hey, yo, man, of all the Led Zeppelin studio songs that I've reacted to, and some of their live stuff, this is the only song that I am not a fan of. I don't hate it, but I'm not a fan of it. So that's pretty damn good, right? But no, for some people, that's still not good enough. You gotta like every single song. My buddy Paul is like that. Anyways, man, I'm sure I'm gonna like this live version of the Crunge, embedded in a whole lot of love. So, without further ado, Led Zeppelin, the Crunge live. Let's get it. Voice sounds a little stressed, Harvey.
We'd like to dedicate this song to a very good friend of ours whose birthday it is today, to Steve Wise. Let's have a little happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stephen.
Are you kidding me? Back with A Little Thunder by John Bonham? Right on. Who's singing with him? Is that Jimmy Page? No irritation factor. It's a nice funky riff, man. I knew it would apply very well in a live setting. What is that speaking thing that is playing? Is that the note? Listen to that bass riff, man. Paul Jones. They just went from the Crunge to a whole lot of love. Rhythm section mastery. Okay. Man, I was really getting into it. But they were, at that point, with John Bonham just breaking through with the drums, they were going into the guitar solo and then the outro for A Whole Lot of Love. Okay, man. So, but the feature of this video was focusing on the funky jam that incorporated around the crunge. So it was really well mixed in with Whole Lot of Love there. They were actually going back and forth in between the Whole Lot of Love and then the funky jam. Now, that squeaking thing that Paige is playing, it's the Mellotron, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong there. So that is one of those things that I recognize from the Song Remains the Same's version of Whole Lot of Love that is really burned in my brain. In the background, John Paul Jones is doing doom da doom 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 da doom doom, and then the whole Mellotron thing is going on. That is one of my favorite tracks off of The Song Remains the Same. The Whole Lot of Love, especially when they're going into the extended jam. You know, they got the intro with the vocals, and then they go into the extended jam version. That portion of Whole Lot of Love gets me every time, man. All right, so the crunge. See, you guys were on me for almost 2 years about the crunge, and you finally found a way for me to accept it, incorporate it, embrace it. Right on, man. Yeah, man. You know, since I said that, well, I didn't actually even feature my reaction. I bailed on it. And you know, then the next reactions show up. Well, what was following the crunch? I think it was Dancing Days. And then, of course, I addressed it a little bit that, yo, sorry, I don't like it. I didn't like the sound of it. It was just too many ands and ohs in there. It irritated the hell out of me. So I bailed on it. And for some people, that was just not acceptable, man. So, you know, over the period of the next couple of years, people would still say, yo, man, you should give it another shot. Try it again. You know, do it another, give it another re-listen. It's one of those songs where it's an acquired taste and it's going to take a few more times. I'm like, nope. You know, but, you know, people would gently rid me about it. There was only one person who got raw and rude about it. And she was saying that, yeah, you know, you are, just because it's your channel, you think that you can just play whatever you want and just do whatever you like and just all of this sort of thing. This song means a lot to some people, and you will do it. Otherwise, I'm not going to subscribe to your Patreon. So that's the only person that got a little bit raw and rude with me. But outside of that, you know, it's been okay. There's been, you know, reminders about it. Hey, you know, you should check it out once in a while and all that. And so, but finally, someone has provided me a link. And yeah, hey, I like this version of the crunch. There you go, right? I mean, you know, again, my point of view is this. Going into Led Zeppelin and their whole discography, their entire chronology of songs, of course there's got to be one or a couple that I'm not going to like. You can't expect me to like every single damn Led Zeppelin song, but crazy fanatical fans do expect that shit. And but you know, aside from the crunge, I can't think of another Led Zeppelin song that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? So that's really, really saying something about them. And it's really saying something about their creativeness and their appeal, you know. So one out of how many hundreds of songs they've done is pretty damn good. And if I was to be forced as to what's song number 2 that I don't like or that I like the least of or whatever it would be, I can't even think off the top of my head what that would be. So that's pretty good. Oh, actually, I got it. If I was to choose a song after the crunch from Led Zeppelin that I don't like, it would probably be Stairway to Heaven. Only because it saturated the hell out of me. I can't go a single day somewhere without hearing it. I'm oversaturated with Stairway to Heaven. I'm oversaturated with Hotel California. I'm oversaturated with what else? Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm oversaturated with a certain number of songs. Stairway to Heaven is one of those. Of course, I still love the song. Of course, every once in a while, especially if I listen to a live version, I recapture the moment and the mastery of it all. But yo, there are some songs that I've just heard way too often, too many times, you know. But at the same time, I will still approach that song if it's a back-to-back or in a live format or something like that, you know. So the Crunge definitely falls. I wasn't about to do a back-to-back with it, but just a live version is enough, man. So there you go. All right. Let's check out the Crunge. Let's do a little background, a little review that I've never done, that some people were still after me to at least do the review if you don't like the song. So let's do the review, man. The Crunge. The Crunge is a song by English rock band Led Zeppelin from their 1973 album Houses of the Holy. It was also released as the B-side of Jamaica in the US. Composition and recording. The song evolved out of a jam session in the studio. John Bonham started the beat, John Paul Jones came in on bass, Jimmy Page played a funk guitar riff and a chord sequence that he had been experimenting with since 1970, and Robert Plant started singing. For the recording of this track, Page played on a Fender Stratocaster guitar, and it's possible to hear him depressing a whammy bar at the end of each phrase. This song is a play on James Brown's style of funk in the same way that Jamaica, which it backed on a single release, experiments with reggae. Since most of Brown's earlier studio recordings were done live with almost no rehearsal time, he often gave directions to the band in song. Example, take it to the bridge. The bridge of the song, Robert Plant pays tribute to this at the end by asking, "Where's that confounded bridge?" Spoken, just as the song finishes abruptly since the song doesn't contain a bridge. Jones considers this to be one of his favorite Led Zeppelin songs. Yeah, I can see why. Well, I know that Jones and I believe Bonham are big fans of funk and the R&B sound and the groove and everything like that. And it makes sense, man, because Jones can put down some great bass grooves. And someone said to me, Wayne, go on YouTube because John Paul Jones has this solo bass jam and people are clapping to it and really getting into it, and it's just him on the bass. I didn't take a really extensive look and I couldn't find it, so maybe it's been since removed. But yeah, man, I know that Jones especially has a lot of love for the funky grooves, and I'm sure that Bootsy Collins would probably be one of his inspirations where the funky groove is concerned. Alright, man. Performances. Prior to 75, the Crunge was only heard live at Led Zeppelin concerts during the band's Whole Lotta Love medley and their 1972 tour version of Dazed and Confused. One example of this arrangement is presented on the live album How the West Was Won, where it also appears with Walter's Walk on the 25-minute medley. However, on the 1975 tour of the US, the song was performed almost entirely several times in the funk jam that would link Whole Lotta Love and Black Dog at the end of the concert. Reception. In a contemporary review for Houses of the Holy, Gordon Fletcher of Rolling Stone gave the Crunge a negative review, calling it a naked imitation, along with Jamaica, as well as easily one of the worst things the band has ever attempted. Fletcher further wrote, quote, "The Crunge reproduces James Brown so faithfully that it's every bit as boring, repetitive, and cliched as Goodfoot. Yakety-yak guitar, boom boom bass, astoundingly idiotic lyrics. When she walks, and when she talks, she talks. How idiotic. It's all there. So is Jones's synthesizer spinning absolutely superfluous electronic fills. Unquote. Damn, man. You know, when I was first getting into Led Zeppelin and I was first starting to discover how much Rolling Stone disliked these guys, I was just blown away. You know, I was appalled at how they attacked them. Now this seems a little bit, it's almost comical. I'm laughing at you, Rolling Stone. Unbelievable how they just leaned into the, I mean, you know, they could just praise somebody into the moon and the sky, blow sunshine up somebody's ass, and then turn around and just snipe the hell out of somebody else. But thankfully, in this case, Led Zeppelin didn't need your praise, didn't need your boost, didn't need anything from y'all, you know. And I'm glad that they showed you the hand early. Man, I tell you, unbelievable. But anyway, like I said, the shit used to get under my skin and bug the hell out of me, but it doesn't anymore. To hell with you, Rolling Stone. All right. But this is past Rolling Stone. I think that they've redeemed themselves, and now their retrospective reviews are a lot more. You know, there's new blood that's taken over that aren't so hung up on disliking them back in the past, and you know, so they've kind of redeemed themselves and kind of repaved that road. Anyway, man, it's a really nice little look back in time, because this was around the time where they had a serious hate on for Led Zeppelin, and I think that somehow their hate probably pushed more and more fans who were on the Led Zeppelin fence into their camp, more so to embrace them more, just out of defense for them, because they knew that Rolling Stone was full of shit, and they're like, yeah, you know what, no, I'm going to support these guys. I'm going to show that support by attending their concerts, buying their albums, and saying to hell with you, Rolling Stone. So I think it backfired. That's my point. All right. That's how it goes. What's that effect? There's a coined phrase for it. When shit backfires, you intend for it to go one way and it backfires in your face. I know it's karma, that sort of thing, but there's something else. Is it the sour grapes effect? Is it the flip side effect? You know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of smart people out there. You know what I'm trying to say. Let me know. Educate me a bit. All right, man. So that is Wikipedia Song Fact info on this really, really excellent song, according to a lot of people's opinions, the Crunge. Definitely an excellent live jam of it. And this is the version of the Crunge that I'll go back to. If there's other versions out there, I'll check those out as well. So feel free to send it to me, especially if it's somewhat different, maybe in format. Maybe it might be longer. Maybe it might have something in addition. But I don't want it to sound exactly like this, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, like I said, you know, I'm not so rigid that I won't at least take a listen. So there you go. Finally, took me 2 years to open up a little bit, but there it is, man. All right, man. I'm just scrolling down here, checking my notes before I bounce. Right. Okay. So I finished the Royal Albert Hall last week, and I just thought that it was great to just infuse the Crunge here being a live version. And of course, I want to get back onto the trail of their live concerts and whatnot. Now, what I prefer to do, where reactions are concerned, is I prefer to see footage, you know? So where to from here? I know that maybe I should do the BBC. I know that maybe I should do something else. I believe Blueberry Hill, some people were saying. Where do I go from here? And what I really want is I want concert footage if it's possible. I want video footage. So in keeping with that, and I know some people are going to argue saying, well, you're skipping around and you're not checking out their their growth progression of their sound and that sort of thing. Yeah, I know, but I just want to do video first, and then I'll just kind of backtrack and hit up some of the other stuff later. It's just a preference, so I just want to do video first. So let me know, where should I go from here that includes video, if possible? And I want to do that first, so let me know, man. That would be cool. And if you can provide links, that would be great. Full concert links, even better. And maybe if you can, break it up for me in maybe 3 segments, just like I did with the Royal Albert Hall. Al Petrini broke it up for me in 3 segments, so that was really great. So I did 3 reactions covering an hour and a 40-minute concert. So something in that capacity would really, really help a brother out, man. All right. So, yeah. So where Led Zeppelin is concerned, I had posted Willie Russo's quad, and man, it's stuck, you know, so it's still up on YouTube. I didn't expect it to be, but there it is. So check out his quad, The Worst of Led Zeppelin. And some people have some serious things to say about me posting the worst of Led Zeppelin. They don't believe that I should be posting the worst of an artist at all, you know. And my point is, well, even at their worst, they're still better than a lot of folks, but some people just did not like me posting the worst. So check that out. You'll find it amusing all the same. The Worst of Led Zeppelin, Willie Russo's quad. Yeah, so going forward with Led Zeppelin, I'm just going to focus on doing their live stuff more so, hopefully with footage first. And then, you know, I'll backtrack and do a few other things. And of course, the big one for me is the O2 Arena reunion concert, and I'm saving that until the end of the year, around the holiday season. I made a promise that I'm going to stick to, and that is what I've got in the shoot for Led Zeppelin. So I'm just going to continue to do my weekend Led Zeppelin thing until I'm pretty much done with the Led Zeppelin stuff. And then I'll hit up their personal, individual efforts. I'll probably start with Jimmy Page, and then hit up John Paul Jones, and then Robert Plant, and go from there. I might even look into see what the young Bonham has been up to, Jason Bonham, in following in his father's footsteps and what he's done, where he ended up, that sort of thing. I consider him the 5th member of Led Zeppelin, you know. So I might take a look and see what the young Bonham has done. All right, man. So that is my reaction to the Crunge. Hope you guys liked it. Thank you very much for everyone who kept after me to try it again and do another reaction, and even if it's a live reaction. So I finally done it. So there you go, man. You can continue to rib me if you like. I don't mind. All right. Was there something else? I could swear. No, that was it. I basically, you know, had the question where to from here, and hopefully including live footage. So that was it, man. Anyways, you guys have yourselves a good one. Have a good weekend. Take care. Be safe. And I'll catch you in another Zeppelin reaction. Peace.